U.S. Federal Government Trade Offices by State. Chapter 1. U.S. Federal Government Trade Resources by State. USA Trade Office by State. Trade Information Center. U.S. Department of Commerce. 14th and Constitution of A. N.W. Washington, D.C. 20230. 800 USA Trade. 800 TDD Trade, TDD. Fax, 202-377-4473. Fax, 202-482-4473. TIC at ita.commerce.gov. ita.commerce.gov/TIC. Free booklets: Internet Guide to Export Trade Leads, Export Programs Guide, A Business Guide to Federal Export Assistance and Export Assistance and Export Programs, A Business Guide to Federal Export Assistance Programs. The headquarters for information regarding doing business in foreign countries. Ask about how you can promote your products overseas, including video catalogs, trade fairs and trade/investment missions. Simply write them a letter and they will send you some useful startup information. The 800 USA Trade number is a fax retrieval service. If you have a fax machine, they can send info by fax. Free booklets. Export Program Guide, A Business Guide to Federal Export Assistance Programs. ABCs of Exporting. Latin America/Caribbean Business Bulletin. If writing, preface your correspondence with U.S. Export Assistance Center. Alabama Trade Office. Birmingham. 950 22nd Street North. Room 707. Birmingham, Alabama 35203. 205-731-1331. Fax, 205-731-0076. Alaska Trade Office. 3550 West 7th Avenue. Number 1770. Anchorage, Alaska 99501. 907-271-6237. Fax, 907-271-6242. Arizona Trade Office. 2901 North Central Avenue. Number 970. Phoenix, Arizona 85012. 602-640-2513. Fax, 602-640-2518. 166 West Alameda. Tucson, Arizona 85726. 520-670-5540. Fax, 520-791-5413. Arkansas Trade Office. 425 West Capitol Avenue. Number 700. Little Rock, Arkansas 72201. 501-324-5794. Fax, 501-324-7380. California Trade Office. 101 Park Center Plaza. Number 1001. San Jose, California 95113. 408-271-7300. Fax, 408-271-7307. 390B for Abe. Clovis, California 93611. 209-325-1619. Fax, 209-325-1647. 2940 Inland Empire Boulevard. Number 121. Ontario, California 91764. 909-466-4134. Fax, 909-466-4140. Long Beach. One Trade Center. Number 1670. Long Beach, California 90831. 562-980-4550. Fax, 562-980-4561. 350 South Figueroa Street. Number 172. Los Angeles, California 90071. 213-894-8784. Fax, 213-894-8789. 11150 Olympic Boulevard. Number 975. Los Angeles, California 90064. 310-235-7104. Fax, 310-235-7220. 411 Pacific Street. Number 200. Monterey, California 93940. 408-641-9850. Fax, 408-641-9849. 330 Ignacio Boulevard. Number 102. Novato, California 94949. 415-883-1966. Fax, 415-883-2711. 530 Water Street. Number 740. Oakland, California 94607. 510-273-7350. Fax, 510-251-7352. 3300 Irvine Avenue. Number 305. Newport Beach, California 92660. 949-660-1688. Fax, 949-660-8039. 300 Esplanade Drive. Number 1900. Oxnard, California 93030. 805-981-8150. Fax, 805-981-8155. 917 7th Street. Second floor. Sacramento, California 95814. 916-498-5155. Fax, 916-498-5923. 5201 Great America Parkway. Number 456. Santa Clara, California 95054. 408-970-4610. Fax, 408-970-4618. 6363 Greenwich Drive. Number 230. San Diego, California 92122. 619-557-5395. Fax, 619-557-6176. 250 Montgomery Street. 14th floor. San Francisco, California 94104. 415-705-2300. Fax, 415-705-2297. Colorado Trade Office. 1625 Broadway. Number 680. Denver, Colorado 80202. 303-844-6623. Fax, 303-844-5651. Connecticut Trade Office. 213 Court Street. Hashtag 903 Middletown, CT 064573346. 860-638-6950. Fax, 860-638-6970. Delaware Trade Office. Served by the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania U.S. Export Assistance Center. Florida Trade Office. 5600 Northwest 36th Street. Number 617. Miami, Florida 33166. 305-526-7425. Fax, 305-526-7434. 130 Cleveland Street. Clearwater, Florida 33755. 727-441-1742. Fax, 727-449-2889. 200 East Robinson Street. Number 1270. Orlando, Florida, 32801. 407-648-6235. Fax, 407-648-6756. The Capital. Number 2001. Tallahassee, Florida, 32399-0001. 850-488-6469. Fax, 850-487-3014. Georgia Trade Office. 285 Peachtree Center Avenue, NA. Number 200. Atlanta, Georgia, 30303-1229. 404-657-1900. Fax, 404-657-1970. 6001 Chatham Center Drive. Number 100. Savannah, Georgia, 31405. 912-652-4204. Fax, 912-652-4241. Hawaii Trade Office. 1001 Bishop Street, Pacific Tower. Number 1140. Honolulu, Hawaii, 96813. 808-522-8040. Fax, 808-522-8045. Idaho Trade Office. 700 West State Street, 2nd floor, Boise, Idaho, 83720. 208-334-3857. Fax, 208-334-2783. Illinois Trade Office. 55 West Monroe Street, number 2440. Chicago, Illinois, 60603. 312-353-8045. Fax, 312-353-8120. 610 Central Avenue, number 150. Highland Park, Illinois, 60035. 847-681-8010. Fax, 847-681-8012. 515 North Court Street, Rockford, Illinois, 61103. 815-987-8123. Fax, 815-963-7943. Indiana Trade Office. 11405 North Pennsylvania Street, number 106. Carmel, Indiana, 46032. 317-582-2300. Fax, 317-582-2301. Iowa Trade Office. 601 Locust Street, number 100. Des Moines, Iowa, 50309-3739. 515-288-8614. Fax, 515-288-1437. Kansas Trade Office. 209 East William, number 300. Wichita, Kansas, 67202-4001. 316-269-6160. Fax, 316-269-6111. Kentucky Trade Office. 601 W Broadway, room 634B. Louisville, Kentucky, 40202. 502-582-5066. Fax, 502-582-6573. 2292-5. Highway 27, number 320. Somerset, Kentucky, 42501. 606-677-6160. Fax, 606-677-6161. Louisiana Trade Office. 365 Canal Street, number 2150. New Orleans, Louisiana, 70130. 504-589-6546. Fax, 504-589-2337. 7100 West Park Drive, Shreveport, Louisiana 71129. 318-676-3064. Fax, 318-676-3063. Main Trade Office, Main International Trade Center, 511 Congress Street, Portland, Maine 04101. 207-541-7400. Fax, 207-541-7420. Maryland Trade Office, World Trade Center #2432. 401 East Pratt Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21202. 410-962-4539. Fax, 410-962-4529. Massachusetts Trade Office, World Trade Center, number 307. 164 Northern Avenue, Boston, Massachusetts 02210. 617-424-5990. Fax, 617-424-5992. 100 Granger Boulevard, Unit 102, Marlborough, Massachusetts 01752. 508-624-6000. Fax, 508-624-7145. Michigan Trade Office, 211 W Fort St #2220. Detroit, Michigan 48226. 313-226-3650. Fax, 313-226-3657. 425-5. Main St. Number 103. Ann Arbor, Michigan 48104. 734-741-2430. Fax, 734-741-2432. 301 West Fulton Street, #718S. Grand Rapids, Michigan 49504. 616-458-3564. Fax, 616-458-3872. Oakland Point Office Building, 250 Elizabeth Lake Road, number 1300. West Pontiac, Michigan 48341. 248-975-9600. Fax, 248-975-9606. Minnesota Trade Office, 45 South 7th Street, number 2240. Minneapolis, Minnesota 55402. 612-348-1638. Fax, 612-348-1650. Mississippi Trade Office, 704 East Main Street, Raymond, Mississippi 39154. 601-857-0128. Fax, 601-857-0026. Missouri Trade Office, 8182 Maryland Avenue, number 303. St. Louis, Missouri 63105. 314-425-3302. Fax, 314-425-3381. 2345 Grand, number 650. Kansas City, Missouri 64108. 816-410-9201. Fax, 816-410-9208. Trade Office, Montana Trade Office, Gallagher Business Building, number 257. Missoula, Montana 59812. 406-243-2098. Fax, 406-243-5259. Nebraska Trade Office, 11135 St. Omaha, Nebraska 68137. 402-221-3664. Fax, 402-221-3668. Nevada Trade Office. 1755 East Plum Lane. Hashtag 152 Reno, NV 89502. 702-784-5203. Fax, 702-784-5343. New Hampshire Trade Office. 17 New Hampshire Avenue. Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 03801-2838. 603-334-6074. Fax, 603-334-6110. New Jersey Trade Office. 3131 Princeton Pike. Building Number 4, Number 105. Trenton, New Jersey, 08648. 609-989-2100. Fax, 609-989-2395. Newark. One Gateway Center. 9th floor. Newark, New Jersey, 0710-2973-645-4682. Fax, 973-645-4783. New Mexico Trade Office. POG 20003. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87504-5003. 505-827-0350. Fax, 505-827-0263. New York Trade Office. New York City. 212-466-5222. Fax, 212-264-1356. 111 West Huron Street. Room 1304. Buffalo, New York, 14202. 716-551-4191. Fax, 716-551-5290. 163 West 125th Street. Hashtag 904 New York, New York, 10027. 212-860-6200. Fax, 212-860-6203. 1550 Franklin Avenue. Room 207. Mineola, New York, 11501. 516-739-1765. Fax, 516-739-3310. 707 Westchester Avenue. Number 209. White Plains, New York, 10604. 914-682-6712. Fax, 914-682-6698. North Carolina Trade Office. 521 East Moorhead Street. Number 435. Charlotte, North Carolina, 28202. 704-333-4886. Fax, 704-332-2681. 400 West Market Street. Number 102. Greensboro, North Carolina, 27401. 336-333-5345. Fax, 336-333-5158. North Dakota Trade Office. Served by the Minneapolis, Minnesota Export Assistance Center. Ohio Trade Office. U.S. Export Assistance Center. 600 Superior Avenue East. Number 700. Cleveland, Ohio, 44114. 216-522-4750. Fax, 216-522-2235. 36 East 7th Street. Number 2650. Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202. 513-684-2944. Fax, 513-684-3227. 2 Nationwide Plaza. Number 1400. Columbus, Ohio, 43215. 614-365-9S10. Fax, 614-365-9598. 300 Madison Avenue, Toledo, Ohio 43604. 419-241-0683. Fax, 419-241-0684. Oklahoma Trade Office, 301 Northwest 63rd Street, number 330. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73116. 405-608-5302. Fax, 405-608-4211. 700 North Greenwood Avenue, number 1400. Tulsa, OK 74106918-581-7650. Fax, 918-594-8413. Oregon Trade Office, One World Trade Center, number 242. 121 Southwest Salmon Street, Portland, Oregon 97204. 503-326-3001. Fax, 503-326-6351. 1445 Willamette Street, number 13. Eugene, Oregon 97401-4003. 541-465-6575. Fax, 541-465-6704. Trade Office, Pennsylvania Trade Office, 615 Chestnut Street, number 1501. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania 19106. 215-597-6101. Fax, 215-597-6123. 1 Commerce Square, 228 Walnut Street, room 850. POG 11698. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania 17108-1698. 717-221-4510. Fax, 717-221-4505. 2002 Federal Building, 1000 Liberty Avenue, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15222. 412-395-5050. Fax, 412-395-4875. 1 Montage Mountain RD. Hashtag B. Moosic, Pennsylvania 18507. 570-969-2530. Fax, 570-969-2539. Puerto Rico Trade Office, 525 ed. Roosevelt Ave, number 905. San Juan, Puerto Rico 00918. 787-766-5555. Fax, 787-766-5692. Rhode Island Trade Office, 1 West Exchange St. Providence, Rhode Island 02903. 401-528-5104. Fax, 401-528-5067. South Carolina Trade Office, 81 Mary Street, Charleston, South Carolina 29403. 843-727-4051. Fax, 843-727-4052. 1835 Assembly Street, number 172. Columbia, South Carolina 29201. 803-765-5345. Fax, 803-253-3614. Park Central Office Park, Building 1, number 109. 555 North Pleasantburg Drive, Greenville, South Carolina 29607. 864-271-1976. Fax, 864-271-4171. South Dakota Trade Office. Augustana College. 2001-5. Summit Ave. Room SS44. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 57197. 605-330-4264. Fax, 605-330-4266. Tennessee Trade Office. Old Historic City Hall. 601 West Summit Hill Drive. Number 300. Knoxville, Tennessee, 37902-2011. 423-545-4637. Fax, 423-545-4435. Buckman Hall. 650 East Parkway South. Number 348. Memphis, Tennessee, 38104. 901-323-1543. Fax, 901-320-9128. Parkway Towers. 404 James Robertson Parkway. Number 114. Nashville, Tennessee, 37219. 615-736-5161. Fax, 615-736-2454. Texas Trade Office. POB 420,069. Dallas, Texas, 75342-0069. 214-767-0542. Fax, 214-767-8240. 1700 Congress. Second floor. Austin, Texas, 78701. 512-916-5939. Fax, 512-916-5940. 711 Houston Street. Fort Worth, Texas, 76102. 817-212-2673. Fax, 817-978-0178. 500 Dallas. Number 1160. Houston, Texas, 77002. 713-718-3062. Fax, 713-718-3060. City of San Antonio. POB 839,966. San Antonio, Texas, 78283. 210-228-9878. Fax, 210-228-9874. Utah Trade Office. 324 South State Street. Number 221. Salt Lake City, Utah, 84111. 801-524-5116. Fax, 801-524-5886. Vermont Trade Office. National Life Building. Drawer 20. Montpelier, Vermont, 05620-0501. 802-828-4508. Fax, 802-828-3258. Virginia Trade Office. 1616 NFT. Meyer, Dr. Number 1300. Arlington, Virginia, 22209. 703-524-2885. Fax, 703-524-2649. 400 North 8th Street. Hashtag 540 Richmond, VA 23240-0026. 804-771-2246. Fax, 804-771-2390/Trade Office. Washington Trade Office. 2001 6th I. Number 650. Seattle, Washington, 98121. 206-553-5615. Fax, 206-553-7253. Greater Spokane Chamber of Commerce. 801 West Riverside Avenue. Number 400. Spokane, Washington, 99201. 509-353-2625. Fax, 509-353-2449. 950 Pacific Avenue. Number 410. Tacoma, Washington, 98402. 253-593-6736. Fax, 253-383-4676. West Virginia Trade Office. 405 Capitol Street. Number 807. Charleston, West Virginia, 25301. 304-347-5123. Fax, 304-347-5408. Wheeling Jesuit University. 316 Washington Avenue. Wheeling, West Virginia, 26003. 304-243-5493. Fax, 304-243-5494. Wisconsin Trade Office. 517 East Wisconsin Avenue. Room 596. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53202. 414-297-3473. Fax, 414-297-3470. Wyoming Trade Office. Served by the Denver, Colorado U.S. Export Assistance Center. Chapter 2. Department of Commerce Experts by State at DOC. Department of Commerce Experts in State Offices. The U.S. Department of Commerce, Commerce.gov, has trade experts in almost every state to help entrepreneurs who want to sell their products overseas. Preface your letters with U.S. Department of Commerce, Foreign Service Field Office. Commerce.gov. Alabama. 2015, 2nd Avenue North. Birmingham, Alabama, 35203. 334-731-1331. Alaska. 222 West 7th Avenue. Anchorage, Alaska, 99513. 907-271-5041. Arizona. 230 North 1st Avenue. Number 3412. Phoenix, Arizona, 85025. 602-379-3285. Arkansas. 320 West Capitol Avenue. Number 811. Little Rock, Arkansas, 72201. 501-378-5794. California. 11,000 Wilshire Boulevard. Number 9200. Los Angeles, California, 90024. 213-209-7104. 116 AW 4th St. Santa Ana, California, 92701. 714-836-2461. 6363 Greenwich Drive. San Diego, California, 92122. 619-557-5395. 450 Golden Gate Avenue. San Francisco, California, 94102. 415-556-5860. Colorado. 680 World Trade Center. 1625 Broadway. Denver, Colorado, 80202. 303-844-3246. Connecticut. 450 Main Street. Hashtag 610B. Hartford, Connecticut, 06103. 203-240-3530. Delaware. Office in Philadelphia, PA. D.C., City of Washington. 14th and Constitution Ave. N.W. Number 1068. Washington, D.C. 20230. 202-377-3181. Florida. 128 North Osceola Avenue. Clearwater, Florida, 34615. 0011. 3100, University Boulevard South. Hashtag 200A. Jacksonville, Florida, 32216. 904-791-2796. 51, Southwest 1st Avenue. Number 224. Miami, Florida, 33130. 305-536-5267. U.S. Department of Commerce. College of Business Administration. Number 346. Orlando, Florida, 32802. 407-648-1608. 107 West Gaines Street. 401 Collins Building. Tallahassee, Florida, 32304. 904-488-6469. Georgia. 4360 Chamber Dunwoody RD. Atlanta, Georgia, 30341. 404-452-9101. 120 Barnard Street. Hashtag A107. Savannah, Georgia, 31401. 912-944-4204. Hawaii. 300 Ala Moana Boulevard. Honolulu, Hawaii, 96850. 808-541-1782. Idaho. 700 West State Street. Boise, Idaho, 83720. 208-334-3857. Illinois. 55 E. Monroe. Number 1406. Chicago, Illinois, 60603. 312-353-4450. 515 Court Street. Rockford, Illinois, 61110. 815-987-8123. W.R. Harper College. Algonquin and Roselle RD. Palatine, Illinois, 60067. 312-397-3000 2532. Indiana. 1N Capital. Number 520. Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204. 317-226-6214. Iowa. 210 Walnut Street. Number 817. Des Moines, Iowa, 50309. 515-284-4222. Kansas. 7591 River Park Place. Number 580. Wichita, Kansas, 67203. 316-269-6160. Kentucky. 601 W Broadway. Hashtag 636B. Louisville, Kentucky, 40202. 502-582-5066. Louisiana. 2 Canal Street. Number 432. New Orleans, Louisiana, 70130. 504-589-6546. Maine. 77 Sewell Street. Augusta, Maine, 04430. 207-622-8249. Maryland. U.S. Customs House. 40 South Bay. Number 413. Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. 301-962-3560. Massachusetts. World Trade Center. Number 307. Boston, Massachusetts, 02210. 617-565-8563. Michigan. 477 Michigan Avenue. Number 1140. Detroit, Michigan, 48226. 313-226-3650. 300 Monroe NW. Number 409. Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49503. 616-456-2411. Minnesota. 110 4th Street. Number 108. Minneapolis, Minnesota 55401. 612-348-1638. Mississippi. Jackson Mall Office Center. 300 Woodrow Wilson Boulevard. Number 328. Jackson, Mississippi 39213. 601-965-4388. Missouri. 7911 Forsyth Boulevard. Number 610. St. Louis, Missouri 63105. 314-425-3302. 601 E 12th. Number 635. Kansas City, Missouri 64106. 816-426-3141. Montana. Office in Boise, ID. Nebraska. 11133 OST. Omaha, Nebraska 68137. 402-221-3664. Nevada. 1755 East Plum Lane. Number 152. Reno, Nevada 89502. 702-785-5203. New Hampshire. Office in Boston, MA. New Jersey. 3131 Princeton Pike Building 6. Number 100. Trenton, New Jersey 08648. 609-989-2100. New Mexico. 625 Silver SW. 3rd FL. Albuquerque, New Mexico 87102. 214-767-0542. 1100 St. Francis Dr. Santa Fe, New Mexico 87503. 505-827-0264. New York. 111 West Huron Street. Number 1312 Federal Building. Buffalo, New York 14202. 716-846-4191. 26 Federal PLA. Foley SQ. New York, New York 10278. 212-264-0634. 111 East Avenue. Rochester, New York 14604. 716-263-6480. North Carolina. 324 West Market Street. Greensboro, North Carolina 27402. 919-333-5345. North Dakota. Office in Omaha, NA. Ohio. 550 Main Street. Number 9504. Cincinnati, Ohio 45202. 513-684-2944. 668 Euclid Avenue. Number 600. Cleveland, Ohio 44114. 216-522-4750. Oklahoma. 6601 Broadway Extension. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73116. 405-231-5302. 440 South Houston Street. Number 505. Tulsa, Oklahoma 74127. 918-581-7650. Oregon. 121 Southwest Salmon Street. Number 242 World Trade Center. Portland, Oregon 97204. 503-326-3001. Pennsylvania. 475 Allendale Road. King of Prussia, Pennsylvania 19406. 215-962-4980. 1000 Liberty Avenue. Number 2002. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15222. 412-644-2850. Rhode Island. 7 Jackson Walkway. Providence, Rhode Island, 02903 401 528 510422. South Carolina. 9, Liberty Street. Number 128 J.C. Long Building. Charleston, South Carolina, 29424. 803-724-4361. 1835 Assembly Street. Number 172. Columbia, South Carolina, 29201. 803-765-5345. South Dakota. Office in Omaha, NA. Tennessee. 301 East Church Avenue. Knoxville, Tennessee, 37915. 615-549-9268. 22 North Front Street. Number 200. Memphis, Tennessee, 38103. 901-544-4137. 404 James Robertson Parkway. Number 1114. Nashville, Tennessee, 37219. 615-736-5161. Texas. 816 Congress. First City Center Building. Number 1200. Austin, Texas, 78701. 512-482-5939. 1100 Commerce Street. Hashtag 705. Dallas, Texas, 75242. 214-767-0542. 515 Rusk Street. Number 2625. Houston, Texas, 77002. 713-229-2578. Utah. 324 South State Street. Number 105. Salt Lake City, Utah, 84111. 801-524-5116. Vermont. Office in Boston, Ma. Virginia. 400 North 8th Street. Number 8010. Richmond, Virginia, 23240. 804-771-2246. Washington. 3131 Elliott Avenue. Number 290. Seattle, Washington, 98121. 206-442-5616. W808 Spokane Falls Boulevard. Number 625. Spokane, Washington, 99201. 509-353-2922. West Virginia. 405 Capitol Street. Number 809. Charleston, West Virginia, 25301. 304-347-5123. Wisconsin. 517 East Wisconsin Avenue. Number 606. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53202. 414-291-3473. Wyoming. Office in Denver, Co. Puerto Rico. Number 659 Federal Building. San Juan, Puerto Rico, 00918. 809-766-555.